What's up everybody, and welcome back to Operation Overhaul. And today we're going to be working on this 2016 F150 Platinum, and as you can see from the badge on the side, it does have the 3.5 Ecoboost in it. We're going to be doing just like a little small tune-up on it. We're going to be doing plugs, air filter, and doing the cabin air filter. So if you would stick with me and chime on. So we're going to be doing the air filter, the spark plugs, and a cabin air filter on this. But what we're going to do, we're going to start off by doing the spark plugs first. And first thing we need to do is remove this housing. To remove this cover, just pull the oil filter cap off and pull straight up. On the back you can see those little clips, they slide in back there, and then it's got two little rubber grommets that hold it in on the other pieces. Now you can see the coil packs over on this side, and this right here has a cover on the back side over here. This right here just covers up the high pressure fuel pump. Right there, now we got a better view. Here's the coils right here, 1, 2, 3 on this side, and same on the other side. And they have these little red safety tabs on them, and sometimes they can be a pain in the butt. Just use a flat blade or something like that and just barely hit them, and they should pop down for you. So the bolts that hold the coils in are 8 millimeters, and they're not really all that tight, or they shouldn't be that tight. Also, I'm not at my home garage doing this. I'm actually out at the customer's house doing this at the moment. Been trying to do a few more like field jobs for you, try to change things up a little bit. And that's what the coil hold down bolts look like. I'm going to use a pick to get in here and get underneath these, because these are a little tight and brittle. There we go. You can see they were stuck on there pretty good, but that's what the coil looks like. And it's a cold day, so that kind of hurt my hands. Now that we got the coil out, these use a 16 millimeter. So if you don't have one, you may have to buy it. You can remove this if you want to. Just fold it back. And that right there are your plugs. These are the original plugs. This truck has like 90,000 miles, and he did have somebody diagnose it, saying that the plugs are bad because they had a misfire on cylinder 3. But we're going to check it out for him. He wants to go ahead and do the plugs, and we may come back and do the coils afterwards, but he said right now just do the plugs and we'll check it out for him. But I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of them and go ahead and get these out, and then whenever I get ready to install them, I'll come right back and we'll show you how to do that, and I'll show you the part numbers of the plugs that we have before I install them. So I got all the other plugs and coils back on. This did have a misfire on number 3, which the cylinders starting on the passenger side, from according to service data, is 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6. So what I did was switch the number 2 and 3 coil to see if the misfire, if it continues, if it switches cylinders. That way we'll know if the coil pack is bad. I mean, there's other ways to checking this, but this right here just be the quickest way at the moment. And I'm going to check it with my scanner as well, because I'm going to go in there and show you that the code is on, and I'm going to clear the code and everything for the customer, and we're going to test drive it. But like I said, right now we're just going to switch the coils and see if the misfire changes cylinders after the spark plug change. But like I said, I did get all the other 5 plugs changed. We did go back with Motorcraft plugs. I don't know how well you can see that. Wish it would focus. But the numbers are FRL0240V. That was the plug that come out of number 3. I did check the gap. The gap is pre-gapped on every one of them, and it shows in the service data anywhere from 28 thousandths to 33 thousandths. Every one of these were at 31 or 32. But we're just going to hand thread it in just until it bottoms out. Just a little bit of pressure on it when you tighten it, and that's it. Now we're going to put the coil back in. I like to put these connectors on before I put the coil in, or before I put the bolt in. That way if I need to rotate it or something, it's right there. And I don't have to take the bolt back off to do that as well. Now that's back in, we can put this back on, make sure it clips down. Also on the passenger side, or driver's side, I did disconnect the connector for the high pressure fuel pump, just to make it a little easier to get the coil out. Some people I know do not do this, but I like to do it just so I'm not bending this wire so much, and it can possibly break the connector or pull a wire out or something if you're moving it around all that much. Now we can put the cover back on. And for anybody who is wondering, whenever you put this cover on, the words face outwards to like if you're looking at the driver's side bank face on. Now that all the plugs and the coils are back in and all the connectors are connected, we can put the cover back on. To do this, make sure you remove the oil filler cap. You get it down in place. This shit. And you should be able to feel and hear a little engagement of the rubber isolator. Now we'll move on to the air filter. We just got a Wix filter, part number 49883. And you got two clips on the front. You snap those off, pull it back and up. Here's the old filter, which down the side it's got a lot of debris. I like to get out any big pieces out of the air box that I can. Here's the new filter. It does go in one way. It is a little longer one way. You just have to figure out which way it is. Be careful because these clips are plastic and they can break real easy. Right, now we have that, we're going to go inside and do the cabin air filter next, and I'll be right back with you. I'm going to show you how to take the cabin air filter out now. So when you open this, it's got the soft close and open on the passenger side of the glove box. There's this rod right here. If you push up and push down, it's going to be a little hard for me to do it with one hand, but you push up on the door a little bit and then grab this and push down, you'll be able to get this rod dislocated. And then inside of it right here, if you push, there's a little push tab on it, push from underneath that little rod, that right there will loosen that. And then on the driver's side of it is this little rubber grommet. You see how I just pulled that and the whole door kind of shifted down. But let me pop this rod loose and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, now that I got the door off, this is what it looks like right here, because this is the soft close and open feature, and it goes right there. Then some of them have a full rubber piece up here, and some of them have this like wood grain material, and wood grain material is hard to get off sometimes, but the rubber you can just pop back like that. And if it's got the full rubber piece, this whole piece will come off, and there'll be a screw right here and one right there. But this one right here, the door has already been broken on it where somebody has changed it before, and you can actually pull the door off without taking this box out. But normally there's, like I said, a screw right here, one right there, and then the bottom is just push clips, and this whole piece will slide out once those two, I think they're either 7 or 8 millimeter bolts, and normally this whole piece will come out and you can get to the door easy. But the clips on this one have already been broken and they kind of flop around a little bit, and just the two side clips hold it on. And once I get it out, I'll show you what everything looks like, and I'll show you what the part number and everything for that is. Alright, here's the door to it. It's got a clip on this side, this on the other side, and then on the bottom. But you pull the clips and you rotate it down and pull it out. And this is the old one. As you can see, it is pretty dirty. Here's the new one. It does look a little different. It's a lot thicker. Make sure this is the right one. So this will fit in there. You just have to put it in with the words facing out. And it's got a little lip on here, as you can see. And you can just push that all the way in. It's going to be a little tight. But yeah, you just push it in and it'll push back. It's going to be a tight fit with this one, because like I said, this is a little bit bigger filter. That is the part number right there for it, CAF1953P. This is an STP. There it is. It's inside of it right there. It fits in there really snug, but it is in there. Alright, we got it back in now, and we're going to put the door back on. Here's this rubber piece. We're going to slide it back on real quick. And it just pushes in. It's just like little push clips, grommet pieces. Now that we have the rubber piece on, we're going to put the door back on. I'm going to sit you over on the armrest so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure this goes, let me turn you a little bit. Make sure that the soft close arm goes down first, and then the little tab on this side is a little bit bigger. Make sure you get it started. And you're going to push on it, and you should feel a click. There it goes. And you feel it click now, and that should be everything on that. And we're going to put the stuff back in the glove compartment here in just a second, and I'm going to grab my scanner and we're going to look at the code, clear it, start the truck up, and make sure everything's running good. So we got it running. There's a little bit of glare on there, sorry about that. But as you can see, there's a check engine light on, and we have the Autel 906 BT hooked up to it. And I'm in the diagnostics part of it. We'll go to PCM, we'll read codes, we'll do key on engine running. Okay. You gotta let it do its thing, because Fords, they go through all the systems. They'll rev the engine, they'll probably even do the AC, maybe sometimes they'll lock and unlock the doors, roll down windows, a few other things while you're waiting on this. Okay, here are the codes. We have a P1703, 1780, a 303, 303, and 303. And these are just pendant and permanent codes, but this is the code right here. And the 1703 is a brake switch out of red codes range, sorry. Then 1780 is a transmission control circuit, but we're not going to worry about those right now. We're going to clear them now that we have what they are. I'm going to turn the ignition off real quick. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start her back up. The glare is bad today. Now you can see that the engine light is off. And we're going to read some live data real quick. get into this setting as well. Like I said, Fords, they tend to take a little bit longer, especially with the all-tails. These all-tails, they do really good with European cars, because I do a lot of BMWs, and this actually does very well on BMWs and Mercedes and Audis, Volkswagens, stuff like that. Volvos, a lot of stuff. They even do pretty good with Japanese and Asian cars, but American cars, they tend to take a little bit longer. We're going to let the customer drive it for a while and see what he comes back with. But like I said, that's pretty much doing the spark plugs, air filter, and cabin air filter on one of these. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I see them. And if you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And until next time, y'all have a great day.